In today's video, I am going to arm you with 4 strategies to write your talk fast. Okay, let's face it, a lot of people procrastinate. You have a lot going on and you might have a speaking engagement coming up, but you haven't really prepared, but it's keeping you up in the night, but you haven't really prepared. So these 4 steps are really going to arm you and empower you. Now, stay until the end because the 4th one is going to be a game changer and it's going to help unblock you from resistance. Okay, step number 1 is you want to know who is your audience, who is showing up and who's going to be there. So are they young? Are they old? Are they middle-aged? Are they kids? Where socioeconomic status are they in? What is their pain point? What is their problem? Why are they coming to this event? So how do you figure out who your audience is? Number 1, you ask the event host, or if you are the event host, you would know that. Or you go and you read the sales page, the information page, and the marketing materials to attract the people to come to the event. Okay, so you need to know who the audience is because that's going to allow you to prepare, and you want to know who your audience is. If you show up and you are speaking one way to a certain kind of person, but you're actually in an audience in a room of an entirely different person, you're going to fail and your talk will flop. And what's sad about that is your message and your gifts will not impact people the way I know you want to do as a speaker. Number 2, you know your audience. So now you want to know the theme. What is the theme? Okay, so how do you know the theme? The theme is the name of the talk. It is the intention of the theme. What is the theme? Because you want to tailor your talk. Now you can repeat and use your same talk you've used in other audiences. You can repeat it, but here's the thing, you want to tweak it to the theme so that you are on board and on mission with the host's event. And this is going to really help you because those people are there because they really want the theme that you're there for. So do some research. Maybe this requires you to go and discover more information about this theme or get some different quotes about this theme or to look back at your own life experience to relate to the theme. So make sure that you are consistent, you bring up the theme and you talk and speak to the theme. That will help you tremendously. A lot of people absolutely forget this. They literally think that they're just speaking and they go and they show up and they don't do these things. So I want to help you out, okay? So the 3rd piece to arm yourself for success in speaking is you want to develop 3 talking points. In your mind, if you can tell your audience, I've got 3 points for you today. How many points? 3 points. So prepare 3 points in your mind. If you have a much longer time, you can prepare 5 points, 7 points. But I wouldn't go any further than 7 points, okay? So be prepared and have your talk topic in your mind so that you can actually give them some value, give them some nuggets. Now, when you're giving your 3 points, make sure to have stories that illustrate the point. So never tell a story without a point and never have a point without a story. This is going to help you. So here's the thing, a lot of people, they'll come up with their points, but the mistake they make is they actually don't practice the stories. So what happens, the risk you run if you don't practice your story that goes with your point is you are going to actually go on tangents, you're gonna get lost, and you're gonna get confused and overwhelmed and forget what you're saying. So if you wanna be a pro and you wanna graduate from being an amateur, prepare your stories. Understand your stories, know the punchlines, and actually use language that enrolls the audience to see themselves in the story and see how you are like them or the story is like them and this was the hard part, but now you're on the other side of it and here's the success. Paint the picture of the possibility and the promised land while allowing them to know you understand the painful pit and the problem they may be in. And when you're sharing your stories, be vulnerable. You don't have to pretend that you have it all together, but don't be so vulnerable that they think you're just, being a weakling, okay? So be vulnerable and also show you're expert. Show that you have triumphed, that you're not down there in the underdog seat any longer, okay? Now, are you ready for number 4? So number 4, a lot of people, they're going to resist. Maybe this is you. Give me an amen in the comments. You might be resisting writing your talk. You haven't written your talk, you don't want to write your talk, you don't know why, but there's a tremendous amount of resistance. I know I've had this a lot, okay? It's like the last thing I want to do. It's called procrastination. So if that is you, say hello in the comments. So here's what you want to do. This worked for me recently. You want to get out a piece of paper and you want to write down, because what happens is your subconscious will keep distracting you to procrastinate, and then you beat yourself up because you're not doing it. So how you're going to write your talk fast is this. You're going to combat the resistance. You're going to write down on a piece of paper, I feel resistant, or whatever you feel. I don't feel like doing this right now. I don't want to do this right now. I would rather do whatever I want to do right now. I don't want to do this. So actually do that. Okay? Write down your resistance, write it down, confront it. Got it? Now, after you have that resistance, the next thing I like to do is then put the pen away, just close your eyes. Close your eyes, get quiet, and try to clear your mind. And then, in your mind, focus on serving. You already know who your audience is, you know what the theme is, you might have an idea of the 3 points or some ideas of what you're going to talk about. If you can really focus that you are an answered prayer and that you have a gift to serve this audience, and you can actually ask God, what do these people need to hear? What do you want me to share? And sit there and just allow yourself to listen. Allow yourself to get ideas. Allow yourself to just sit in that silence and without resistance and actually just be in the moment. Be present, accepting the fact that you feel resistant, being okay and appreciating that you have the resistance, not pushing against it, not running from it, but accepting it. And then something powerful will happen to you. All of a sudden, an idea will be downloaded into your heart, into your mind, and you will say, I got it! Because once you move through that resistance, you know you have all this awareness. You've been studying your talk and your talk topics your entire life. So allow it to come through and then write out the bullet points. And then feel that joy and that jazz of energy. And then run with it. All of a sudden you've busted through resistance. You've allowed yourself to feel it and appreciate it and go through it. And now on the other side, you will be living in the sweet spot. So out of these amazing little tips I've given you today on my channel, what is the one that you're going to practice for the next time you have a talk? Pop it in the comments, and you guys join me in the Speak and Grow Rich Challenge. If you want to develop your stories, if you want to develop your speaking, you don't want to miss my 5-day challenge coming up. And you can register at www.speakandgrowrichchallenge.com. I'll see you in the next video.